control the third rank. So maybe this was no reason for black to take the pawn on e4. So queen a5 was in my knight c5 and queen a5 were good enough. So and finally, example where we have an endgame, and example where we see the exchange sacrifices in the endgame, which is possible, but doesn't happen as often. In this position, black took on d3 with trying to get both of the pawns on e4 and d5. And it will be two bishops advantage as well. So bishop b5 obviously is a good idea because we're pinning the knight and taking on e4 with tempo. This is another example, and here 5, and black brought the king to e6 and went on to win. This is another example of white successful exchange sacrifice. If you give me just a short moment, you will see. I want to show you another example. The position is seems to be okay for white. Sorry, the question came, which I will look at later. Is activities enough to start the sack? So first look at this position. Well, we see that black pieces are quite active, although black are some pawns down for the exchange, and it black's turn. White knight on c3 is controlling the e2 square, but still white king theoretically can be more in trouble than the black king, because the black pieces are good and centralized. So this will maybe white giving up the exchange in this position was not very successful, and black went on to win by attacking the white king. This is what we were talking about. The king safety is very important. If the pawn was not on h4, then white position could be even acceptable. But here, by playing h3, black simply won the game, because king g1, rook e1, e2, and here, and it's white, and while black won with the use of a small combination. So again, this is the example of there are plenty of such examples, but this is an example of unsuccessful exchange sacrifice, because it's probably it's important factor that the king should be safe. And the question was, Saka, while activity is enough to start sacrifice? No, I would say it's not an activity. There are different kinds of activities. I would say simply how the pieces are placed. Again, if we come back to the game that was on the video, Rishevsky against Petrosian, we see in that game that